Hi, it's the M.L.M for the Soul Channel. I do have a new topic for today. Before I begin, I'd just like to say, may the words and expressions of my mouth and the thoughts and meditations of my heart find favor and acceptance before you, Hashem. And some people I thank have inspired me. Hope they can inspire you as well. And I will have links below this video to their sites. They are Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi, Rabbi Eli Mansour, Rabbi Alon Anava, Rabbi Yuval Ovadia, Rabbi Daniel Asser, Rabbi Michael Skobach, Jews for Judaism, Rabbi David Ashir, and Rabbi Aaron Ruvain. As well, if you've never checked out this channel before, I will have a link below to my first video, which explains what M.L.M for the Soul means, what it stands for, what I'm doing. So this is again from the weekly Parasha Insights from Rabbi Eli Mansour, and this is on the upcoming Parasha Mishpatim, and I call this a package deal. So the closing section of Parashat Mishpatim completes the story of Ma'amad Har Sinai, which is the revelation of Hashem at Mount Sinai, when we received the Torah and formally entered into an eternal covenant with Hashem. The Torah relates that at this time, special sacrifices were offered, and Moshe took the sacrificial blood and divided it. Half the blood was placed in basins, and the other half was sprinkled on the altar. Moshe then sprinkled the blood on Bnei Israel, symbolizing their entering into a covenant with their Creator. So Rashi comments for on Psukim, it's 24:6, chapter 24, or Parak, or you could say Parak chapter, or Pasuk is verse. So 24:6 comments that in truth it was not Moshe who divided the sacrificial blood into two portions. This was done by an angel who came especially for this purpose. Moshe would not have been able to, on his own, to precisely divide the blood. And so Hashem sent an angel to do it for him. So, how could a human know precisely how much, right? So we must ask, why was it necessary to send an angel to complete this task? Why was it so vitally important for the division to be exactly precise, such that it required the assistance of an angel? So Rav Yitzchak Hutner explained that the division of the blood into two equal portions symbolized the two portions of the Torah, our obligations to Hashem and our obligations to our fellow men. These two collections of sacrificial blood parallel the two tablets which Moshe brought from Mount Sinai, one upon which was engraved our basic obligations to Hashem, and another upon which was engraved our basic interpersonal obligations. So they call that Bein Adam LaMakom, is for Hashem, and Bein Adam LaChavero, between man and man. I'm just adding that. And this is why the two portions needed to be precisely equal. It was imperative to convey the message at this moment when Bnei Israel received the Torah, that these two realms of mitzvot are precisely equal, and neither is even slightly more important than the other. The Torah is perfectly balanced, demanding that we fulfill our obligations to Hashem as well as our obligations to other people. Both sets of responsibilities are equally crucial for Torah life. So this concept is alluded to several verses later in 24:12, where we read that Hashem summoned Moshe to the top of the mountain and informed him that he would be receiving luchot ha'even, which means stone tablets. So the word luchot is written without the letter vav, such that it could be read in the singular form luchat instead of luchot. So I've just added that. Luchot is the plural. So the message we are taught is that although the laws were written on two tablets, the two tablets are essentially one and the same. We cannot have one without the other. We cannot fulfill only our ritual obligations to Hashem while ignoring our obligations to other people. And we cannot fulfill only our obligations to other people while ignoring our obligations to Hashem. Both are equally integral parts of the Torah. The Midrash relates that at the time of the sin of the golden calf, when Moshe saw what the people were doing and decided to throw down the tablets, the nation's elders tried to stop him. Moshe, however, prevailed and shattered the tablets on the ground, whereupon he was congratulated by Hashem for this response. It has been suggested that what the elders were protesting was Moshe's decision to break both tablets. After all, they argued, Bnei Israel betrayed Hashem by worshipping a foreign deity, but they did not violate the laws on the left tablet, which is the laws that are dealing with the interpersonal conduct. Therefore, even if they deserved to forfeit the right tablet, they were still worthy of receiving the left tablet. So Moshe, however, insisted that both tablets be shattered because Torah is a, quote, package deal, hence the title. We cannot follow one half of the Torah without the other. If Bnei Israel were unworthy of the right tablet, then they were unworthy of the left tablet too. It is told that a group of students once approached a certain Rosh Yeshiva to ask what he thought of religious Jews who cheat in their business dealings. He said, "They are like religious Jews who eat on Yom Kippur." So the students were confused. They said, if a Jew eats on Yom Kippur, then he isn't religious. Exactly, the Rosh Yeshiva replied. And if a Jew cheats in his business dealing, then he isn't religious. Accepting the Torah means accepting the Torah in its entirety, without any exceptions. That's like, we can't pick and choose. Again, this is my own. I'm saying this on my own. So we can't just decide that this works for me and that doesn't. Like, unfortunately, a lot of these other groups, as they call them, within the Jewish world, and I don't think there's really anything. You either observe the Torah or you don't. There's no other divisions, but people have created those, and they decide to kind of water down the Torah and take away stuff that they don't think is either valid anymore or important. And how is it that a human being can decide? It's Hashem. It's a divine book. It's not for us to decide that it isn't valid anymore. Anyway, that's just my side point. So an honest, ethical, generous person who ignores the laws of Shabbat and Kashrut cannot be described as a religious Jew. And a Jew who strictly follows ritual halacha but is dishonest, impatient, mean-spirited, or stingy also cannot be described as religious. So you have to remember that. You may be doing one thing, but then if your character traits are not according to what you're supposed to do, then again, how can you call yourself observant? So we receive the Torah as a, quote, package deal, and this is how we must observe. So again, I've heard some other rabbis say that whether we like it or not, we have to do it. We don't have a choice. I mean, we do have the choice. We can still choose to not do it, but then we have the consequences to deal with. And I don't think we want to deal with those consequences, especially in the next word. So it's in our own best interest to observe the Torah again as a package deal. And I hope and pray that we will all merit to live and see the coming of Mashiach speedily in our days and rebuilding of our final and everlasting Beit HaMikdash. Amen. And thanks for watching.